everyone, here I am with another Easter project for you, another beautiful box. This is a treat box that we're going to make together. Look at what they look like on the side. They always have some kind of sentiment on the back. This is the front, and of course I create my sceneries. You know, I love my sceneries. You use whatever, you know, ephemera or dies that you have. You decorate it whichever way you want. I will have the link to the egg dies because that's something you really need. But the idea is to create a scenery, use the papers that you love, and then you have this beautiful box. It's a good size. Let me tell you the size here. So it's 2.5 by 2.25. So the height is 2.25. This is 2.5, and the front is 2. So you can actually fit a lot of goodies in here. Let me just show you. I have some eggs here. You can fit a lot of eggs, guys. Look at that. So it's a beautiful, easy to make. It's a reinforced box. So I'll show you how to make the box and how to decide where to cut here at the bottom, because this is an egg. The complete thing is an egg like this. So I'll show you how to, you know, kind of measure that. And yeah, and also, something that I want to tell you is that always make sure that you have 2 eggs here, okay? Just to reinforce it and to make sure that this is thick. I never use just 1 layer of paper like this. I always use at least 2, but 2 is good if you use cardstock, okay? So this is what we're going to make today. We're going to make this one together today. So yeah, so let's move to the tutorial. So we're going to start with a piece of paper that is 11.5 inches by 10.75 of an inch, okay? On the 11th side, we're going to score at 2.25, 4.5, 7, and 9.25. Then we're going to turn and score again at 2.25. 2.25 and 4.5 will be the same. 4.5, 7. Sorry guys. 2.25, 4.5, 6.25. I'll have the measurements below, okay? So don't worry. 6.25 and 8.5. 8.5. So that's all the scoring done. I'm gonna move this away. And now let me just remind you, I'm going to turn around because it will be easier for you to see the scoring lines. I'm actually going to use a pen here and show you where the scoring lines are, because it will be important to you. Let me get I'm gonna get a ruler just so you see. I'm gonna make this easy for you because we are going to cut these lines, and I want you to be able to see what I'm doing, okay? Okay, so this is more or less what we have here. And if you look at this box, that's where it stays right there. So that's all. The rest we're going to be folding, okay? So basically, this is what we have right here. That's that little tiny box. This is, let me just draw so you know. This is the length of the box. I'm gonna put this here, so that's the length, and this is the width, okay? That's the width and that's the length of the box. So basically, if you remember, we're going to make a reinforced box. And if you remember from previous videos, the reinforced box, we're always going to cut these 3 squares here. So the corners, these 3 here, are always removed. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to remove that, that, and that. This, this, and this. This, this, and this. This, this, and this. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do that and then I'll come back, okay? So that's what we're left with. We're going to reinforce the scoring lines here. Just a little reinforcing. One more. There you go. So that's what we're left with. So now guys, what we're going to do is we're going to cut these lines here, and this is going to close right there like this. So we're going to cut here and here. Can you hear it's amazing. Every time I start to do a video, there is a plane. I never hear the planes here, but somehow it's like they know. Always doing a video. Okay, let's just stop by. Okay, so just cut up to the scoring line like that. The left side is always harder. So there. So there, this is what we have now, because the way we do it is this is going to close like that, and then we're going to fold this in, okay? So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to put some glue here so that we can close, and then this is gonna close right here, and then they fold in. So let's do that. So there you go. We're going to fold right there. Make sure that this is aligned here. I always do this, and then I use my bone folder to reinforce it. Now the other side. Now this again, these lines here, make sure that they come together. Turn it back. Let me do this so you can see better. There you are. Now we're going to do the same thing on this side, okay? This way, guys, when you do this kind of box, then it becomes really, really sturdy. And that's what we want for, especially when it's a small box like this. You really want it to be strong. That's why I do the reinforced kind. And now the last one, I'm gonna put some glue. Should have put glue before, but anyway, I'm just gonna put some glue here. I should have done it before, but that's fine. Trying to fix it. Just make sure that the corner here has enough glue. Actually has a little bit too much. So I'm just gonna reinforce again. And now all we need to do, and that's why it's called reinforced, is to just fold this in. And what I'm going to do is, because this is the same size, so it's just gonna fold into the end. But before you do that, you always want to try, okay? Let me just fold this in. You want to see if it's really folding nicely, because sometimes you need to trim here. This one looks good, it feels good to me. Sometimes you have to do some trimming, which is fine. This one doesn't need it, so just push it in like that. Yeah. Use your bone folder. Now this side here, this one's gonna have like the width, but that's fine. This is just to show you guys. I'm not giving this to anybody, and I would rather make it easy for you to see what I'm doing than... Okay, we're going to fold that in. This one was good too. Use your bone folder, and then the last ones, because we added some paper inside, the two last ones usually need some trimming, see? So I'm just going to trim a little bit here, just to make sure that it doesn't, that it closes perfectly. It's still catching a little bit, so I'm just gonna trim this side here a little bit. It's just like a hair. A hair is a very specific scientific measure. I always say I'm just a hair. Okay, so we go down, press this here, use your bone folder. So this feels really, really sturdy now. Let's try this one. This one is almost perfect. It's just cut a little bit catching here. So I'm just gonna cut a hair again. And there you are. And now I'm going to show you how to measure on the egg and how much you need to cut, okay? Because then you can actually use whatever die you have. I will have the link to the one that I used, because then you know it's going to fit perfectly. So the box is ready. Look at that. Already. So the way you do this is, I already cut the egg. I ran it through my machine. And the way that you know where to cut here is, you place the box like this. And you just go as low as you can here, up to the point when it touches, like the borders. So right there is perfect, see? And what I do is I get a pencil, you mark it with a pencil, and then you come and make sure that it's aligned and it's not crooked like this. So just make sure that it's aligned, that it's... Use your mat. That's when the mat comes in handy. Use your mat lines. So you position it, you go down as far as you can. Now you know, and you know that it's positioned right here and here. So just mark the bottom and cut it with the scissors. And once you do that, then you have your template like this. So I already did it to both of them. I already decorated it. Let me show you. So decorated with my glimmer. I added some Wink of Stella to the bunny. I decorated that, and I'll make sure that I have a kit with all these dies, okay? Because you do want, especially if you want to do sceneries, and you're going to see a lot of sceneries on my cards and my boxes, you need at least the sun, some clouds. This is like my basic kit. Sun, clouds, some kind of grass, and if you get a picket fence, perfect. So that's what we're going to do now. So the last thing you need to do, I already measured, so I know that this is perfectly aligned here. Just all you need to do now is glue it. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're going to add glue to the box. And everywhere here, okay? You want the middle. You just put enough glue. And here's the best way for me to do it. You want to make sure that it is aligned here. It's well positioned right in the center. And then you just press it up like that, because you want to make sure that it reaches, that here this is perfectly aligned. See, like that. So that's the best way. And then once it's positioned, then you press it down with your bone folder and give it some time to glue. Just press it down. Doesn't have to be very firm, and there you are. So it's perfectly aligned. We're going to do the same thing on this side here. There you go, same thing. we're going to press it against, make sure that it's aligned like the, don't, you know, not like that. So perfectly centered, you have the same space on both sides. And once you're sure that that's perfectly aligned, just pull it up, press it down with a bone folder. And you're going to have it always perfectly centered, both sides. And once that's a little bit dry, here you are. You have your beautiful box. Now all you need to do is, and just so you know, this, use whatever stamps you have, but this is from an old stamp that I have. It's Darcy's Heart and Home, and it has this Happy Easter here. And I love it because I have these two stamps that you can use for Easter. And it says, you are one amazing chick, and you're so sweet, and you have happy spring and happy Easter. So that's where it's from. And the last thing, guys, is just fill it up. Again, I always use a little bit of this because I think it's cute. And it kind of pushes the eggs. Get your eggs, fill it up, and there you are. You have your beautiful box. Let me show you both. Now all the eggs are falling, but that's fine. I just wanted to show you how different they are. And there you go. Two beautiful boxes. Sorry about that, everything's falling, but that's fine. It's good, no problem. There you are, two beautiful boxes. Fill it up with goodies, loads of chocolate, and we are done. One more tutorial. I'm gonna hold it like this. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and make sure to subscribe because I have more projects for Easter coming, okay? Including more treat boxes, some cards at the end. I'll have some cards and some baskets, okay? Thank you so much, guys. Have a good day.